welcome everybody to the HubSpot user group. Today we are going to talk about from SEO to AEO, the new sales reality, fewer leads, bigger wins. I added a question mark at the end of that name in case you haven't noticed. We'll talk about some of the changes from SEO to AEO, how AI is changing client acquisition, and how it's affecting sales today. We'll go a little bit through what we talked about in the past weeks, if anybody is connecting that haven't been here before. But I'm glad that everybody's saying hi. Again, Juan from Buenos Aires, sounds great. I'm originally from Argentina, so that's amazing. Hi to everybody in Argentina there. Tiffany connecting from Florida. Hey, I'm in Sarasota, so we might be neighbors. And Matea, I see you connecting from Pittsburgh, and Yossi from Vancouver. Oh, love Canada. All right, keep telling us who you are, everybody. Let's connect. This is not just me talking. This is us learning together. So the more we can connect and know who we are and share experiences, the better. Of course, I'm Gabriel Marguglio. I'm the CEO of Nextiny Marketing. We've been in business for about 23, 24 years now. And we've been a HubSpot solutions partner for more than 13 years. We are at the platinum level. And if you need any help, I just put that link there in case you need any help with HubSpot or any of the things that we're talking today. I'm here to help, and I'll give you more of my information. Also, we're running a special for the HubSpot user groups. We're running an SEO and AEO audit and optimization package special for everybody that's joining to our webinars. So if you want us to do this for you, to do a whole audit, to tell you what to do, how to do it, we're more than happy to help. And there's a special right there for you. So check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. So this is a webinar series. We've been running these for about a month and a half now. We had 4 last month. We're going to have 2 in November, 2 in December. And I'm planning to continue this because we're continuing to see what's going on, testing things with ourselves and clients. And the idea is to teach everything we're learning and all the success that we're creating so you can do it too. So at the end of the day, just remember, this is a webinar series. If you want to watch any of the recordings, it's right here. I'm sharing the link right there. You can watch all the recordings. You can register for the next ones. And I'm going to give you the links to register for the next 3 that we have. Again, another one in November and 2 more in December. We're going to do blog strategy for AI. We're going to do video, how to optimize your video. And then we're going to do a whole plan on what to do in 2026 to create success from SEO to AEO, what your AEO strategy should be for marketing, for sales, and everything else. So very exciting stuff. Thank you guys for connecting. So this is the agenda for today. We're going to talk about just give you a little review of what we talked about in the past 4 sessions, just some slides so you guys are all up to date. If anybody wasn't here, we'll just go quickly through these. And then we'll go right into what the old funnel versus the new funnel, sales funnel looks like, what's the difference, and what AI qualified buyers look like nowadays. We'll talk about the new sales reality and why things are not closing. That might be a question that a lot of salespeople may have, or maybe your salespeople are telling you, hey, why are your lead not closing, or why you're not generating so many leads as before, and how is that changing? So this is for salespeople trying to make it happen, and for marketing people trying to generate leads for salespeople and being frustrated about it. So we'll talk about both ends of that equation. And then, of course, we'll talk about being human as a differentiator and using AI as a multiplier. So just to give you a recap of the last 4 sessions, things have changed. Search is different. People are losing Google visits and Google leads, even though a lot of our clients and our own website have grown in Google, and we'll talk about that and how important it is to keep that. But people are searching in ChatGPT. They're going to Perplexity. They're using Claude. They're using all these LLMs, large language models, AI search, and they're having full-on conversations. So how is that changing, client acquisition? So first of all, the first 2 numbers have been happening for a long time. Google searches end up in 0 clicks a lot of the time, 60% or more. B2B buyers complete their decision journey before contacting sell more than 70%. This is not news. This did not happen with AI. This started happening with Google, and now AI is making it bigger. So AI is becoming your new homepage because of some of these changes, because of AI showing up to the table. But also, one of the things, and the one that we're going to focus on today, is that you get 3 times higher conversions in leads that came from AI. So let's focus a little bit on this, on the conversion, on the closing rate at the end of the day when someone comes from AI. The other thing that I like to say, and I'm going to continue to push this, is don't freak out. Google's still 210 times bigger than ChatGPT in search, and that's not going anywhere, okay? Also, Perplexity, models like Perplexity, sorry about that, are looking a lot more like a search engine nowadays than ChatGPT, right? Like you have a bunch of links at the top, sources everywhere. So links from search are not going anywhere, and Google is not going anywhere, and Google is just going to evolve into something else. But at the end of the day, Google's still 210 times bigger than ChatGPT. So don't freak out. There's a lot of changes happening, but still, Google is your number one source of organic leads and visits. And this brings us to the joke of the century. Since 1997, we've been saying that SEO is dead, and then Panda, and then the other update, and then ChatGPT showed up, and then Google AI, changing the way that Google responds to it, and 0 clicks. You know what? SEO is not dead. Lazy SEO is dead. Lazy SEO has been dead for decades, for years and years. But if you do it right, it still works. And now we call it AEO. We call it answer engine optimization. Now, there's not a huge shift here. Everything you've been doing for SEO still works for AEO. There's just some layers of other things you need to put on top to make sure that all that hard work pays off when people are searching on LLMs or having conversations with AI models. So there's some differences that instead of links, you need to be the answer. Instead of keywords, you need to keep about, questions and entities. And instead of reputations through links, you need reputation through, social links, videos, people sharing that you're real. And now is more important than ever to be real, to be human, to be connected. And that's one of the things that we've been talking about a lot in these sessions, because at the end of the day, everybody can create fake stuff nowadays. So being real is one of the most important things you can do. It is your differentiator, and that makes video very important for SEO, AEO, and sales. We'll talk about it in a second, because of that human connection, the authenticity. But these are all signals for Google and AI that you are real, that you're doing it, that you're teaching it, that you're helping people. And that is going to be more and more and more and more important, not only for humans, because that's what humans crave, but for marketing and sales, SEO, and AI. So we'll keep talking about that. We talked a little bit about a content engine loop. So if you have any questions about any of these things, I know I'm going super fast here, you can go back to the recordings and watch all the sessions. And I'll also share 2 different articles that we already posted with the webinars and a brief of what we talked about. But we talked about how you can create a whole content engine loop that keeps accelerating and keeps creating content and keeps bringing people back and allows you to be human. And that's a lot about doing webinars and creating clips and using it for SEO and writing a blog from it and posting it on social. And all of this engine, this loop continues to help. So these are some of the pro tips and I'm going to share the loop article right here. But also, these are some of the pro tips that we've talked about on the AEO checklist when you're trying to do this for yourself. Optimizing for questions and entities, use structured data, schema, create video, chapters, transcripts. Video is more and more important. Publish FAQs, adding FAQs on your blogs, making sure that the content is more conversational. All these things help for AI discoverability. And then keep doing great SEO. So I'm sharing the article that includes the recording to that session. And then we did another one for video because we did a whole one about how to use video on webinars and podcasts to do the same thing and to feed that loop. So creating video and webinars regularly, keeping your SEO fundamentals, and connecting the questions on your webinar with the articles that you write, adding the schema and making sure that your video transcript is discoverable by AI by either using YouTube or using, the right platforms like Wistia to share your videos. So AI can actually read the transcript because it may not. So all of this is very, very important to keep this growing. So now let's shift a little bit. Any questions about, I know I went, again, in 12 minutes, I went through 4 sessions from SEO to AEO. Any questions so far? Anything that doesn't make sense from what I'm talking about? Give me a thumbs up if everything's cool and you want to keep going. Let's talk about the old funnel versus the new funnel. And thank you, Tiffany. Anybody else awake? Yay. All right, good stuff. And if you have any questions, let me know during the session and I'll answer a lot later too. So let's talk about the difference between what was happening before, what's happening now. And not that things completely changed, but a lot of things have changed. And the first thing is that people are saying they don't get as many visits from Google or search engines. They're losing traffic that was going to their blog articles. Inbound marketing is not working as it used to. They're getting less leads. And of course, we attribute this a lot to AI because ChatGPT came up and all the other ones came up too. And it's helping us not having to go to Google. It's helping us do better research, more research, faster, deeper, even though it makes mistakes and it hallucinates, which is hilarious. But also, it is shifting the way people are searching companies and looking for companies and looking for solutions to their pains, to their problems. So where is that traffic going? First of all, let's talk about what's happening and what we've seen in actual traffic. So you can see here, this is a real account, organic search in the same amount of time. I think this is 2 months, right? 4,000 visits from organic search. 42 leads created from organic search. Won't talk about the percentages. 1 client close. So you think of that old school funnel with SEO and organic search traffic, 4,000 visits, 42 leads, 1 client. We would consider this a good enough. 1%, conversion rate. That's great. Usually, websites that we start working with, our clients had like 0.03, 0.3, like not even 1%. So going from 0.3, 0.5% to 1% conversion rate, that's great. So that's one lever you could have worked on, like conversion optimization. And of course, you would do more SEO, so you get more visits. You get more visits, you get more leads. You get more visits, you increase your conversion. You get more leads, therefore potentially more opportunities. And that's a little bit broken now. It's going down a little bit, and you might see some changes. Some people might see their traffic going down or traffic going up, but not leads going down, not leads going up. So this is a little confusing. And we were always just knowing that if we generated more visits, and we increase, conversion optimization and generating more leads, then that would create more opportunities. So it was easy to pull those levers and make sure that grows. So then sales can take those opportunities and close them into a client. Now, in comparison, this is actually September and October. 90 visits from AI referrals. Now with HubSpot, you can actually track AI referrals since the beginning of October, actually September. You can track AI referral visits and leads and clients, the same way you've been doing it with everything else, all the other sources. 90 visits, 2 leads, 1 closed client. So it's ridiculous. Of course, the numbers are low, and that's why the percentages are humongous. 2%, conversion rate, more than double, 2.22. 50% closing rate into a client, which is, again, ridiculous. But at the end of the day, this shows the picture of what we've been seeing on the numbers and what we've been hearing from other people and big companies that are doing research. You get quality over quantity. The AI filters the noise and surfaces real intent. So there's a problem here because there was quantity before, and we were all operating from this quantity perspective, and we need to continue to do that. We shouldn't stop optimizing for organic search and search engines and Googles and Bings and all those very important things that are still bringing people to the table. 4,000 people, 4,000 visits to a website, it's not nothing. That's 4,000 people that went to your site and saw pages. That is still very important. So let's continue to optimize that. And also, because of those optimizations, also help your AI optimizations continue to do that. But also, how do we optimize for AI referrals? And that's what we've been talking about in this series. But the intriguing part is that this is actually true. There is a higher intent on leads coming from AI. And if I go back to this, I remember these two are opportunities, not just leads. These two came in and both of them turned out to be a sales opportunity. So instead of getting a lead that was at the top of the funnel just doing research, or 42 of them, you're getting two qualified sales qualified leads that are talking to sales directly. So the quality and the qualification of the lead is way higher. That's why two of them turn into a proposal, one of them turn into a client. Again, you might be seeing completely different numbers. You might be seeing way more LLM traffic. You might be seeing no traffic at all. And this is where the optimizations need to happen. But the sales funnel has changed, and we need to keep that in mind. Now, this is real. AI is becoming your new homepage. And also, it's real that high conversion is happening. Now, also, don't freak out. I'm going to say it again. Google is 210 times bigger than ChatGPT. So Gemini is going to make a big splash there too. Google AI mode is going to change the way Google is bringing that traffic to your site. There's a lot of things to keep in mind. So Google's still very, very important. But also, and this is the disclaimer here, don't expect all the visits that you lost from Google. Let's say you were getting 5,000 and then you're getting 4,000. Don't expect those 1,000 visits or 500 visits or 20 visits or whatever it was to come back and be now visits from AI at a higher intent. It's not going to happen. I've been talking to a lot of people, reading what people are doing, the different tests that they're seeing. It's not going to come back. So when people say, well, when are we going to see those visits and leads that we were getting from Google, from ChatGPT and AI? And the answer is never. This is a new source of business. This is not a replacement source of business from your Google loss. What you lost on Google is never coming back. Don't suffer it, embrace it. Make sure you do the work so that continues to be an incredible source of your leads and visits, because at the end of the day, those people are spending time on your brand. There's brand affinity there. There's a lot of things that are still important at bringing people to your website, but also treat AI sources, Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, all the different AI sources as a new channel that can bring higher intent leads and opportunities and help you close bigger businesses. So, of course, this is one of my favorite slides. It's like, are all these changes in AI making you feel like the robots are forcing you to work harder, better, faster, stronger, right? Like, remember the song? It's probably now in your mind, and it's going to be for the next 3 days. I'm so sorry, Daft Punk, an incredible band. But also they knew AI was coming, and they knew it was going to make us harder. It was going to make us work harder, better, faster, and stronger to make up for what we're losing and get the new leads from the news sources, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there's light at the end of the tunnel. We'll talk a little bit about that new sales reality. So why are deals not closing? This is the other side of this equation that, again, I've been talking to a lot of different people about it, and it's a combination of several things. One is AI is shifting the way people buy, people find their solutions, et cetera, et cetera. We've been talking about this for a long time. The other 4 sessions were all about that. But the other one is that buyers are busier and more distracted than ever. This is so true. This year in particular, we have seen sales cycle taking longer, more touches needed, people dropping out of nowhere and saying, like nothing. And then 3 months later, show them up again, and financing not approving the budget, even though it was approved already. And, you can talk about economic, political, geopolitical, worldwide changes that affect a lot of those things, but things are also getting faster. AI is not helping in that sense. We're all supposed to work harder, better, faster, stronger. So buyers are busier and more distracted than ever. But at the same time, salespeople are more frustrated than ever and lost. So there's a big disconnect there, because you have buyers that are not engaging the way they used to, that are dropping out of nowhere, even though they're still interested. And salespeople are like, I don't know what to do. And of course, a lot of them are going to say, hey, these leads are crap. Even though you say AI leads are more engaged, they're not buying. And the leads that you're sending from Google are taking longer, and I have to call them more, and I have to do this. Well, let me show you an example. And this is a great example. So this is an example of one of my sales processes. You'll see Gabriel a lot. I just cover their name and their company name just in case. But this is someone that turned out to be our client. And you can see it ended up being, welcome to Nextiny, right? Like, that's great. It was a great process. It ended up at the end of October as being our client. Now, this is not how many activities I had to do. That's October 28th. There's another page of activities. And just for the sake of keeping the illusion, there's another page, and there's another page. So yes, it's funny, but it's not funny. This process started in July 23rd. And as you can see, I marked a lot of the red ones that say you've been booked, and then it's been declined, and then you've been booked again, and it's been declined, and you've been booked again, and it's been declined. So this lead came from AI, very well informed, but his life and business were in places that require this person to go from end of July to end of October to actually go through our sales process. In the meantime, we had more than 40 touches. We spent more than 3 months. We had 3 decline calls, 3 scheduled Zoom calls that were declined right before. Then we had the person unsubscribe from our emails, which I was like, hold on. I thought we were in the middle of the sales process, and you're unsubscribing from the email, which I went back in there into HubSpot, and apparently this person had 2 emails, a personal and a company, and they were like, I'm going to unsubscribe from my personal. So I thought this person was completely gone. And if I would have just taken that information as, okay, the person unsubscribed, they're mad. They're mad at me sending them emails every week to see what the heck is going on. They're definitely mad. If they unsubscribe, there's definitely no sales opportunity here. Well, it was just them cleaning up the mess that we all have in our inboxes. And that signal could have been a negative connotation in the sense of, don't contact this person anymore. And I was like, hold on. They unsubscribed from one, but not from the other one. I didn't take that as a no. because I'm insane, of course. I went back and I called the person. I said, hey, I just got an unsubscribe. And they were like, I'm so sorry, Gabriel. It's been crazy, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, we scheduled a meeting for the next week, which, by the way, they declined the next week. And then we finally scheduled a meeting. So again, we had 2 Zoom calls, 2 phone calls to touch base, more than 40 touches. So this tells us that sales has changed. And not only marketing have changed, not only the sources of our leads and how we acquire clients have changed, but sales processes have changed. And everybody is busier and crazier than ever. And the world keeps accelerating and the speed is unbearable. So things take more touches, more patience. There's a need for more human connection because all these AI tools, even though they're amazing in a lot of ways, they're also unbelievably disrupted because we're getting 100 million emails from AI now, not even humans. So how do you cut through all of that crap that AI is generating on social media, on your inbox, on everywhere, right? So my wife told me, now Facebook is allowing, AI questions and comments. And I'm like, of course they are. They just want people to stay there forever and not live their lives because that's how they make money. But all that AI crap, all that AI noise makes human connection even more important. So buyers who stay engaged are more ready to buy. Buyers that go through AI LLMs, we're seeing that there's a higher intent to buy. So maybe the quantity is down, but the quality might be up. So fewer leads, bigger wins potentially. Again, AI referrals, 90 visits, 2 leads, 1 client is unbelievable. If I would have seen this on any source in the past, I would have said, let's put all the resources to this. Well, that's what we're talking about. Let's continue to put all of our resources, marketing and sales resources and the business resources towards this and this future that seems to be more positive than negative. Before everybody was like, the sky is falling. We lost all of our traffic. AI is going to take over. And what are we going to do? And now we're getting over and over again people saying, oh, I was chatting with Perplexity and I found you. And literally October 2024, last year, someone said to us, oh, yeah, no, I was working with this other agency that also does HubSpot and this and this and this. By the way, those are the entities that we talk about with AI. And I went to ChatGPT, the beginning of ChatGPT, well, not beginning, October 2024, but I went to ChatGPT and I was having a conversation and I was frustrated with the agency. So literally I said, any other agencies that know these things, literally like what other agencies I can learn from. And they pointed it to us because we had an article that talked about those entities and it presented the solution and we gained a client. We did their website, we did their marketing. It became a big client for us. And it was just literally 1 question after a conversation, lead, opportunity, closed, right? So if we can continue to evolve into this, if we can continue to help AIs understand that we are the solution, that they should cite our answers, that our website has the right entities, et cetera, we can increase this new source of leads and opportunities. So less volume, more velocity, bigger wins potentially with this. So the message is don't give up, right? Don't give up on the marketing side. Don't give up on the sales side. Go talk to your salespeople, hug them, and tell them, I'm so sorry you're going through this, that you have to call 40 times and send a million emails and people cancel your meetings all the time. And if you're a salesperson, go hug your marketing team because your marketing team is not going to send you the amount of leads that you were getting, that you were complaining about because they weren't good enough. Hopefully they'll get 1 or 2 leads here and there that are very high intent. So go hug each other and again, don't give up. That's my message for today. And it's a great segue to being more human. And being human is the differentiator. What am I doing here? I'm teaching you as much as I can what we're going through ourselves, what we're doing with our clients. I'm a salesperson. I'm the owner of the company, but I'm also a salesperson. I run the sales process with our managing director, and we do this. This is what we do. This is how we do things. Now, why am I here? Because this is the part of being human that's helping us not only create content that can actually be cited by AI, create videos which prove that we're doing what we're doing, we're teaching what we're doing, but also it's also creating potential clients. You might be potential clients in the future. So be human as a differentiator and use AI as a multiplier. So how? Oh, and why, right? Being human allows, when everybody's automating out there and you know, everybody's trying to make it faster and using AI to automate these things, you being human will bring you back up to the top of the inbox, will bring you back up to that scheduling the meeting, will bring you back up to AI citing you. So invite your prospects to webinars and live sessions. This is what I'm doing here. Share real customer experience and stories. Talk about what's real. Talk about what's happening, what's the successes, the failures, how it's hard, how it's great, what you've been doing. Be real, be visible, and put your face out there, or whomever it is. If you're a salesperson here, you should go out there, be on LinkedIn, do videos, run webinars. You salespeople should be able to run your own loops for marketing and sales with marketing. This is not a us versus them anymore. If we don't work together, it's not going to happen. Okay. I used to not run any content loops. I used to not create content. I'm not a great content creator by myself, but ChatGPT is the best thing that happened to me in that sense, because now I can actually run these content loops. I can run webinars. I can write the content from the webinar. I can take the transcript, do all these things by myself, and run this as my own loops, which is feeding a lot of content for our marketing team. It's feeding content for our customer service team. It's feeding content internally for training. So all of these things I'm doing as a salesperson and a CEO is feeding a lot of different business pieces. So, and at the same time, I'm creating human connection with potential clients, potential partners, potential friends that will talk about us, that will share it on LinkedIn, that they were here and that they learned this or that, or that it's happening to all of us. Don't worry about it. Validation. Gabriel said it's happening to all of us. We are all losing traffic and not getting high qualified leads, but there is hope at the end of the tunnel. So have your team post insights and lessons publicly. And this is, again, going back to trust and going back to being real and showcasing that you exist and that you're doing the real things. Have you go to LinkedIn, you share the videos on YouTube, have your team members share them from the company perspective. All of this means marketing and sales creating content together. Each piece of content needs to answer a question. Use conversational headers. So what is this service? How does your service or process work? Create content together in webinars, in articles, send emails together. This is the time that if we don't work together, marketing and sales, we are not going to be able to make it, because if sales is expecting leads, high qualified leads from marketing in quantities, and marketing is not being able to create them, and sales then is not engaging as many times as they need to and creating more touches to be able to close them, this is going to be a problem. Now, webinars are a great way to do it. And I've been talking about this a lot. Just so you know, the last 4 webinars on this series, we got 400 registrations, 200 attendees, and 1 sales opportunity already. Someone that wasn't a lead before, someone that didn't know us, they knew us because of this webinar series, that came to a couple of our webinars and then said, I have this problem, I need help. And we put together a proposal and we're about to close them into a client. So this works. It works for marketing because it's creating a lot of content, a lot of things that helps us with SEO and AEO, a lot of visits to the website, a lot of engagement with our content on social media. Our emails are getting more engagement. As you can see, 400 registrations, 200 attendees. not too shabby. Not only it's a good number, but I haven't seen the amount of attendees to registration ratio go beyond 20-30% lately, because it's really hard to get it. Of course, this is a very timely thing. And the only reason why you're here is because it's timely, because you care about these things. These changes are happening. So you need to do the same with your clients. What is timely to them? What are your ideal clients asking today? That's important. What are your competitors not talking about, but your clients asking about all the time? Be brave. Talk about those things. This is just good SEO. This is just good business at the end of the day. And this will bring new leads, new visits, more engagement, salespeople happy that they can close, and marketing people happy that they can show some numbers that actually make sense. So webinar series are a great place to start. And it creates a whole content engine. And again, I shared already the article. I'm going to share it again here. It's a great way to actually put together a strategy that works for marketing and for sales. So, of course, use AI as your multiplier. Be human. That's your differentiator. But use AI as a multiplier. AI can assist you in marketing and sales by, you can transcribe your webinars, create blog articles, create content for sales, create new landing pages in 2 minutes. I literally took a landing page of one of our offers, cloned it, went through AI. I said, do it about this service. In 5 minutes, I had a landing page with a whole campaign that I was running. And before, I would have had to wait for this or that person to approve this or that. These processes allow us to actually run faster loops internally, so we can actually engage with our leads and our opportunities externally faster. So use AI as a differentiator for marketing and for sales. And then think about the other tools that you have at your disposal. If you're using HubSpot, you should be using Copilot. Copilot gives you a lot more AI power for your sales team than ChatGPT would manually, because ChatGPT or Perplexity don't have the context of your leads, the context of your meetings and your schedules and your emails, and when your contact came to the website and all these things. So using HubSpot means, using HubSpot AI features means all that context is there, and you can take advantage of it. For example, you can summarize calls automatically, sales calls automatically. You can draft content with the context of when the people came and what pages they looked at and all that stuff. You can provide meeting prep insights. You can prep your salespeople. Here's your prepping material. And by the way, use Copilot from here so you can prep better for your meetings. Answer strategic questions. Which leads have the more probability to close in the next 30 days? Find opportunities in your pipeline by engaging with Breeze. And what I recommend with Breeze is keep testing it. The more you use it, the more you'll learn what it can do and what it cannot do. But what's important is that AI is growing exponentially. So you may be able to do things today, but not be able to do certain other things. But you test that a week from now, a month from now, and it will be able to do it. So keep using it, keep testing it. The AI features in HubSpot are continuing to grow. And I'm not even going into agents, but agents is a whole other game, which allows you to do what Copilot does, but automate it. So agents is the next step. And I'm going to have a whole session about agents, not just for sales, AI agents to multiply and accelerate your marketing and sales efforts for sure. So key takeaways. And again, I'm going to leave some time for questions. Yeah, definitely. It's a whole new thing. Agents can allow us to run a lot of these loops automatically. Allow AI to go and find those people that you want to prospect if you're on sales, or find opportunities of companies that have been on our website and are looking for these things, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot that we can do there. Thank you, Taylor. So key takeaways. First of all, your marketing and sales fundamentals that you've been running for years are still applying today. Create helpful content. have the right messaging, help your ideal clients, understand their pain, understand the solution to that pain, and why you are an authority in that solution, and how it's easy to work with you. That's just story brand. We're not talking about new things. Talk about your ideal clients' questions. Be brave and talk about the things that no competitor wants to talk about. That's the ask you answer. These are true methodologies that have been working for the longest time. You just need to apply them and apply them better than ever. The other one is brand affinity marketing. Wistia have been talking about brand affinity marketing for a long time, using video series, using video, having people engage with your content. And the longer time they spend engaging with your content, the more brand affinity they create, not just awareness, but affinity with the brand, where they become, the people that refer you, the people that talk about you on social media, the people that follow your stuff, that share your stuff, that show up to the webinar. All the people engaging with your brand create that brand affinity. These are great marketing and inbound marketing processes and frameworks and methodologies that still work today. All your SEO fundamentals still work today. Now, same thing with sales, being human, connecting at a human level. People don't buy from brands, they buy from the humans. So be human, be patient, be compassionate. Understand that on the other side, it's not just money, it's another human also trying to sell things, also trying to run a business, also trying to do a great job. These are important, more important than ever. So, key takeaways. The funnel has changed. AI is changing the way people pre-qualify you and they find you. And you may have fewer visits, but that may mean higher intent, may mean higher sales. AI is not the enemy. It's just a new channel. Just remember that. AI search and tools surface ready to buy prospects. And this is happening to a lot of people every day. Just make sure you optimize for this so you get those people on your website. We'll continue to talk about how in this series. Sales is slower, but it's smarter. People know more about you, know more about what you do, how you do it, who is working with you. They have been asking all these questions to AI. Go to AI today. Go to Perplexity, go to ChatGPT and say, what do you know about, and put your company name. Do that today and see what's missing. Whatever is missing there, you should write content for that. You should make sure the entities and the questions and the answers are there. So do the research, make sure AI can cite you and it knows the things that you want AI to know, just like you used to do with Google. Same thing. And then human connection is your differentiator. Be visible, be helpful, be human. That will definitely make a difference. So that's it for today. Rate us our session 1 to 10. Still be here. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to share again our next sessions so you can register. Let me put them right here. I'm going to the next sessions we have blog strategies, how to change. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the 10s there. We have November 19 blog strategies for AI search, turning videos into AI search magnets. December 3rd. December 10th, we have your 2026 game plan for AI-driven growth. These are all super, super packed, value-packed sessions. I recommend you come here. And whatever sessions you wanna watch in the future, whatever specific topics, I'm gonna do one about definitely about AI features in HubSpot, and definitely about agents, like I said before. But I'm also going to work on schema. There's going to be one all about schema to make sure that you guys know how to apply it, how to use it internally, how your marketing team should do it. There's a lot of recordings from the last sessions there. And again, if you need any help, I'm here to help. You can connect with me. I'm going to put our website again in our special for the SEO AEO audit package. My email is right here. Let me just put it right here to make sure anybody that wants to connect directly can do it. And I'm going to put my LinkedIn also so you guys can connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. So now let's go to questions. Anybody wants to come off mute? Anybody has any specific questions that you want to put on the chat? Any questions about any of these things? I'm here to help, guys. We have some more time. Usually I'm like cutting it like right on the second. So I'm glad I left some time for questions. Anybody has some questions want to come off mute? Yeah, Diane, $3,500 for an audit that everybody else is charging $7,000. That's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. At the end of the day, can we add a lot of fluff and charge a lot more money? Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. Can we give you a lot of value by doing an audit and show you the way? Yes, and it's a way to actually help people and give them the right tools so they can start doing it themselves. And then if they need us, we can do it. Together. We can help you, or you can do it yourself. So thank you for that. I hope that was a happy comment and not a "How dare you charge that little?" But you know what? It's important. It's important to help people nowadays. Everybody's lost, so we're here to help. Thank you, Dan. Anybody? Any questions, guys? And by the way, SEO audits could be like unlimited, endless things that you get thousands of things you need to work on. That audit, we're structuring it in a way that it's like, okay, this is what we can track right now. This is what we would focus on right now. But go do these 20 things because we know this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. You're missing that, you're missing that. Your blog should be doing this. And I'm teaching all of these things in these sessions. So this is value you can get by coming to these sessions. If you don't have the budget, if you have the time, if you want to do it yourself, if you want to learn it and become an SEO, AEO expert, go for it because these sessions will teach you that. But in these audits, we can just work together for a little bit, learn from each other, help you as much as possible, give you direction. And then again, if you want us to do SEO, AEO for you in the future, we can do it for sure. But any other questions, guys? Anybody wants to come up mute? And I want to thank you before anybody leaves there. Thank you for being here today. And if you're watching us, I know a lot of people, more than 40% of people watch the recording and engage with webinars after the webinar happened. Another reason why you should not only do webinars, but make sure that you take that webinar, you turn it into a recording on your website. That could be a lead generation strategy. You put it on social media, you share it everywhere, you send it to your clients, you put it as a clip on social. So make sure that those webinars go out there. Per usual, Gabriel, very nice webinar. Have a great rest of the week. Thank you, Diane. Thanks for hosting. Love your energy. Matthew, thank you very much. Come back. Register to the next one. Juan, how do you ensure content remains authoritative and trustworthy in an AI-driven search landscape? Love the question, Juan. In a hallucinating world. Yeah, so let me actually unshare that. Stop sharing right here. So and if you want to come on camera or something, Juan, and off mute, I'll be more than happy to respond to that. So I'm going to say that's the challenge, but that is the opportunity. So the challenge is there's a bunch of hallucinating ChatGPT creators out there that are creating crap that nobody wants. That is happening every day. Millions and millions and millions of people are doing that, are creating crap every day that nobody wants. And they're flooding social media. They're flooding your inbox. They're flooding websites with content that nobody wants. Not Google, no AI, no human wants to read it. So it's not valuable at all. That's for sure. So that's number one. My son said the other day, the internet's going to die. Of course, this is not what I think, but this is my 17-year-old son seeing it from his perspective. He said, the internet is going to die. You know what's going to happen with the internet? Cat videos. That's what the internet is going to be. Nobody's going to use it because it's just going to be cat videos. We're going to go back to cat videos. And I'm like, you know what? You're crazy. You're 17 years old, but you're also very wise, because if we continue this way, the internet is going to be 95% fake cat videos, which, by the way, they exist. I love cat videos. I think they're hilarious. I watch them a lot. But every once in a while, you see someone cutting a cat cake and a cat like attacking them. Those videos are fake. So it's happening even with cat videos, okay? So how you stay relevant, how you stay authoritative and trustworthy, as you said, because those are the pillars of SEO and AEO. Not only AI cares about that, but Google already said it years ago. You have to be trustworthy. You have to be, relevant. You have to be real. You have to be showcasing who you are, how you are, what you do, and show trust and credibility. How do you stay credible in a place where everybody can create fake content all the time? Well, my answer is this is the biggest opportunity for real people that we've ever had, because people crave this, crave you, Juan, asking me a question and a human, not some robot answering the question from a human perspective. So people crave this. We've been seeing this over and over again. People are tired of this. People are pushing back. Movies, the guild is already like, this fake actress is not an actress, right? Like, it's happening. We're seeing it. This is not humans versus machines. This is a great opportunity to use AI, to use the machines to actually be human, but accelerate your output, accelerate your results, bring back more opportunities at a higher level. I am super excited that I don't need 10,000 visits to close 2 clients. I can get 180 visits and close 2 clients. That's what we've been seeing for the longest time. If you ask a question to any client, what do you want? Or sales team, I want 2 people to call me and both of them close. That would be the perfect sales process. Perfect marketing and sales process is like, only 2 people call me in a month and both of them close as clients. I'll be done in 10 minutes, right? That is perfection. Perfection is not, we need 1 million visits, so we have thousands of leads, so then we sift through them with technology to make sure someone actually wants to hear from us. What the heck are we doing? Of course, that's not the best way to do it. So AI is fixing, in a way, that broken system. Now, being human, being relevant. A good example of that is my kids are artists, all of them. Filmmakers, music technologists. They create music and videos, and of course they are. It's in my blood too, but I decided to be a business. But that's why we're talking about video and websites and things that are creative, the creative side and the technical side. And they have a lot of that. And they're worried. They're worried that AI is going to take their jobs, and they're not going to be able to create great things that people care about. And I tell them, no, it's the opposite. People are going to create crap. 99% of people are going to create crap with AI. But you're going to be human. You're going to be creating things from your heart, with feelings, with human experiences that AI cannot create. So the answer is, keep doing what you're doing. Keep telling people what you're doing and how you're doing it, what's working, what's not working. Be out there. Showcase it on webinars, on social media, on clips. Like, be out there showing that you're real, and that will be your biggest differentiator. The authority comes from you actually doing the things you do and telling people you do the things you do. A simple example is, I was just talking to our SEO AEO expert internally at our company, and she was like, how do we do this? And I was like, well, just go back to the clients, and because how do we write case studies for our clients? And I was like, no, go back to the clients and ask all of them. Okay, how many? Okay, you do knee operations. How many knee operations did you do last year? Perfect. How many of them were successful? 99%. What happened to the other one? Okay, let's write an article. 99.99% of knee surgery successful. What happened with that 0.0%? Be brave. Write about it. What happened? This person had already an injury. Whatever it is. I'm just giving you a healthcare example. that becomes your case study from general data you had. You don't have to write a case study about the one person, but that general case study gives you the credibility. Then you put that number on your website, on your About Us page, on your social media, on your footer, on different places where people are looking, and you say 99.99%, and you link to that article, and you're brave. You're showcasing who you are, what you do, how you do it. That gives you the credibility, because AI can't do that. AI doesn't know how many operations, doesn't know the success rate, doesn't know what happened with Jennifer from Minnesota when her knee wasn't fixed, right? And Jennifer from Minnesota doesn't exist. So I'm not breaking any HIPAA laws or anything here. But long story short, that's how you break through the crap, by being real, by putting it on your website, by creating content, by going on webinars, by teaching, like what I'm doing right now. It's the best signal for AI to know I'm real, to know Gabriel Marguglio, CEO of Nextiny Marketing, knows what he's talking about in certain things. He doesn't know certain other things. He's giving me links to learn. He's giving me the next session. There's an article that explains more. It has to be real. It cannot be fake. So now if I go to ChatGPT and I say, write an article about how SEO and AEO are changing, it's going to give me some generic crap from the internet that is just regurgitating the same thing. This is repeated content. Google hated repeated content for the longest time. Same thing. Juan, I could have given you a longest answer to your question, but did I answer the question actually? Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, humans and AI working together, not the enemy. A new source of business. That's what it is in the sales side of things. And in the marketing side of things, your multiplier. You use for sales and marketing, use AI as a multiplier and use AI to create better loops. Anything else, guys? Any other questions? Thank you for staying here for my rant about Jennifer with her bad knee in Minnesota. Anything else? Any questions, guys? All right, everybody. If you don't have any questions, thank you. Have a great. Oh, Josie, you came up here. Do you have any questions?
No, just want to say thank you. Really good. Really enjoying it.
Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Thank you, guys. See you next week.
Will do.
Take it easy, everybody. Have a good one. Stay human. Bye-bye.